Welcome to Arcadia, Jason Lamb. Fade in. Exterior, the sanctuary, night. A city of stone buildings sits in the middle of a dense forest. In its center, the most magnificent of them all, the temple. Super, the sanctuary. Exterior, the sanctuary, forest, night. The moonlight fights its way through the treetops, revealing hundreds of silhouettes armed with spears, swords, and arrows, standing in formation. 5 warlords, side by side. Costumes and armor suggest they are all from different kingdoms. The steely-eyed Astorian warlord, 30s, sighs loudly.
General Shade, I do hope you didn't bring us all out here for nothing.
30, mailed, burdened, tailored leather overalls paired with a somewhat clumsy-looking, steam-powered metal exoskeleton mechanism on the outside. This is General Ivan Shade.
Don't be fooled. They could annihilate your men in the blink of an eye.
Male, 25, large build, war paint on arms and torso, the Bazurian warlord.
Anyone can take down a Astorian man and woman.
Male, 30, the Krillian warlord caresses his blade.
Because that is the only way you can have women. That smell coming from you.
For the record, they didn't take our women. They were diseased slaves taken from Dekkians.
The Bazurian glares at him. The Dekkian warlord, 40, poised, removes his metal helmet.
Those slaves you speak were my friends. We'll settle this as soon as this is all over.
There will be no fighting amongst us tonight. Remember why we are here. The only way we can defeat this threat is together.
I'm yet to see the power of those stones.
For our sake, I hope we don't.
General Shade nods to the Astorian warlord, who raises his sword. Hundreds of archers at the back ready their bows and arrows. General Shade takes a few deep breaths. A visibly irate Astorian warlord turns to him.
General?
Fire away!
The Astorian warlord gestures to his men. The arrows arch high, dimming the moonlight over the city. The sharp and heavy tip easily penetrate the clay roof tiles. Chilling screams erupt all around the sanctuary. Exterior, the sanctuary, night. Doors slam. Men, women, and children of all ages in monastic robes run for safety. Exterior, the sanctuary, forest, night. General Shade aims a large, clunky-looking gun at the sky and shoots. The flare lights up the whole city. Exterior, the sanctuary, west side perimeter, night. Monks run to the forest at the bottom of the valley. Darts and knives shoot from the dark foliage. The survivors turn around. Exterior, the sanctuary, forest, night. General Shade listens.
They're heading right where we want them.
General turns to the Bazurian and the Dekkian.
Make it quick.
Why are they not fighting back?
Finish this fight before they retaliate.
The Bazurian warlord glares at the general before riding off on his horse. The Dekkian follows. Exterior, the sanctuary, east side of the forest, night. Young monks run towards the thick bushes. Bazurian horsemen block their way. The young monks split. Some take the left, others the right. Both groups are blocked, this time by the Dekkians. There is nowhere to run. It's a bloodbath. Interior, the sanctuary temple, night. A large open space, high ceiling, solid marble columns. The place is mostly empty, apart from the 3 dead bodies. Clanking noise from the other side of the wall, partially separating the room into 2 in the middle. The Dekkian warlord and his men rush to the other side. The Astorians are piling up gold-plated ornaments. The Astorian warlord sees the Dekkians coming. Everyone stands still.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Where are the stones?
The Astorians pull out swords and knives.
You tell me.
Kill them!
The 2 groups lunge at each other. Exterior, forest, night. General Shade, alone and hooded on horseback, gazes at burning the sanctuary, firelights flickering on his face. He glances at a translucent, white, 12-sided stone in his hand, clicks his tongue. The horse turns around and disappears in the forest. Exterior, desert, morning. An eagle descends from the clouds towards a mountain range, forming a massive cul-de-sac. The interior looks barren. It dives in and enters the invisible dome. A city appears underneath. Tower clock in the center. A paved road links the main gate to the biggest building to the other end. Super. City of Kayla, 32 years later. Interior, toy shop morning. A pair of googly eyes behind the lens of a magnifying goggle. Male, 30, focused. This is Kai. Pinzette in one hand, screwdriver in the other. He works on a broken toy car. A collection of broken toys, including a toy bee without wings and a toy bear with a broken leg, sit on one side of the desk. A boy, 7, grumpy face, chin barely reaches the desk, follows Kai's every move.
Why is it taking so long?
Maybe you shouldn't have thrown it around so hard.
You're not looking at me when you talk. This means that you're lying.
Kai removes his goggles and looks at the boy. Icy eyes.
Is this better?
My dad says your mother and your father are liars.
Kai checks through the window. A man with a top hat chats with another.
If your mom and dad are liars, then that makes you a liar too, right?
Elbows on desk, Kai leans forward.
Do you know who my mom and dad were?
The boy shrugs his shoulders.
Well, they are the ones who made this city into what it is today. The cars that you see outside, they built them. All the big machines that you see every day that gets water and electricity to your house, they built that too. Oh, and also the dome keeping the city invisible from our enemies. They were not liars. These rumors were made up by unscrupulous politicians who only wish to diminish their influence, their accomplishment, to make themselves look like they are worth something.
The boy stares with a blank face. Kai realizes Top Hat Man enters the shop.
Kai,
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
is it ready?
Mr. Jones pulls the toy back. It remains still.
Maybe not.
It's more complicated.
Mr. Jones looks at Kai, impatient. The latter relaxes.
It cannot be fixed, and that's the best I can do.
The boy takes his toy car back, disappointed.
We all have a job to do. I suggest you start doing yours.
Mr. Jones whisks his son out of the shop while giving Kai the dirty look. Kai shakes his head before moving on to the next toy. Door opens. A woman, 25, serious. Kayla walks in.
Just stopping by to let you know that I'll be out all day.
Kai rolls his eyes and gestures at the broken toys.
Kayla, you know we're behind schedule, and I'm not very keen on getting another notice. 2 more and we won't be living in Kayla any longer.
Not we. You won't have a home. Being siblings doesn't mean anything. City rights are determined by individual tasks. You are the toy maker. I'm an engineer. This is your shop, not mine.
Kayla leaves, slamming the door shut. Kai watches her storming off down the road before switching the open sign to closed. He hurries to the other side of the room and pulls a canvas off the size of a large treasure chest.